Hello, I'm Bill Ritchie, and I'd like to tell you about Akira Kurosaki, the artist from Kyoto featured in the program coming up. Around 1974, he first saw my printmaking students making videos. Kurosaki, a professor like me, had dreamed of such a program in his university in Kyoto. So we became a destination point for him to take part in the video scene. He came in 1976, and here you see him with our group at lunch outside the studios. He was back in 1978, and you're going to see him interviewed on that occasion when he gave Camouflaged World number 9, his print, to the Henry Gallery at the UW. What you wouldn't know is that the taping of Kurosaki and me was by the video art class. Or maybe you will be able to tell. Here we are in this picture with Kurosaki in the control room. And now, here's the interview.
I'm going to ask you some questions about the print. For the purpose of this tape, this will be a useful tape for studying technique of Japanese woodcut, and in particular this print. So I'd like to ask you first, how many blocks did you use?
Actually, I forgot. But maybe from 8 to 9, I think.
8 or 9?
Yeah, because woodcut is a little bit difficult to count, number of the plate, because we can use several colors on one plate, you see.
Can you remember, is it, for example, this area is for one color at the same time this is print?
Yes, that's right. So different color can use on the same plate, same one plate. So it's a little bit difficult. So when I started to make a design, I used to consider thinking about how to separate the color, how to separate to make a color plate.
How do you start your composition? With a very fast sketch or transparent overlays and things?
Transparent paper, usually tracing paper. But when I found some image, especially this is like this form and with some stripes, I started to transfer such a tracing paper. So I usually started to make this design. But before, I used to make a lot of drawing whole parts. After I decided to make such a kind of image, I together many different parts of my image, like this one, or triangle, or some, like a wave, see, and such a texture or something. And I start to make some series, usually 10 or 15. Yeah.
Do you always draw on the tracing paper then?
Yeah, no, not actually tracing paper.
But they can be put on tracing
paper. Such a, shape, or exactly same size drawing onto the tracing paper. But before, I made such a small drawing, lots of a small drawing, and coloring or many things, like a student used to do too. Right?
And then you transfer these to on paper. Do you have to enlarge them sometimes?
Yeah, making a large.
And how do you enlarge them? With
by hand.
Just by
hand.
Cross, like a grid?
Yeah, I use such a grid paper. Grid paper. How to say, underneath of the tracing paper. And I sometimes very much having a curiosity to make lots of combined different type of the figures or colors. So sometimes such a organic shape and the geometric shape looks not so fit each other. But I sometimes enjoy to combine each other. Even if it's not so not so having a harmony or
harmonious. Yeah, I understand. In this area here, it looks almost like an accident.
Yeah.
Compared to the way other parts are cut. Do you ever use accidents?
No, it's can print all the time same image because this is hand carving.
It's cut in the block.
Cutting on the block by the tool.
Yeah.
So
but it looks fast.
Yes, first.
Like it was cut with spontaneity.
And also like that.
Yeah, like I too. Where
I use
I
use the nail to scratch the board, and some very cheap tools, and also roulette. You can see this, roulette, roulette, and because I use such a flat space, lots of flat space, and also like a same gradation but a different color, but it also looks like the same. So sometimes only flat color and only gradation makes me tired and boring. So I like to use accidental image also.
It's kind of energy and action.
Yes, it's also my favorite planning to make a contrast of the accidental one or not, and also very much strong characterized shape.
Planned shape?
Planned shape, yes, planned shape.
In the same way that these are organic.
And
these are geometric.
Yeah.
As a contrast. So the whole print is built on contrast all the time.
And also oil color, oil pigment, and water pigment. Several, in this print, I used several oil pigment, like a very thin oil pigment. And this gradation, this black part also making a gradation by the oil pigment.
And did you wipe the middle out or something?
Yeah.
Something like in
by tissue paper.
With tissue paper?
Tissue paper. And this also very thin printing by roller. So you can see through the water pigment. And also oil pigment printing can get some beautiful wood grain.
That's right.
But here is a very heavy oil printing.
It has a varnish.
Like over printed,
Yeah.
So I don't want to have my prints using only water pigment. Yeah, because only water pigment making a very soft, making an image very soft, and sometimes water pigment makes same image, even if different parts, making a same image like same gradation, same gradation, and same quality of the value of the color, tone.
Yes. So again, you want to use the oil base and water base because of the contrasting quality.
Yeah. But I don't want to make a contrast, just, making my prints strongly. So, how to say, I used to use a technique of making my prints become, how to say, bright color, and such a tension will not spread, but comes into the inside, right? I want to explain again. I want to cover something.
Yeah.
I want to cover some energy.
Yeah.
And hide, but some parts or some color cannot hide and comes, out such a net or something. Can you understand?
I think so.
Yeah, you can explain such a feeling, So sometimes, contrast is just only contrast. And strong contrast become a spread. Okay.
Yeah.
And spread and go away. But I don't want such image. So I want to keep energy inside. So I used to cover some black or dark colors, over the brightness. So such a brilliant color and the brightness comes through from the bottom to the people's eye.
Yeah. I think I can understand that. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult concept.
Yeah.
I think that's about all the questions I had. Is there anything more you'd like to add to it?
Oh, it's just, we are talking about technical things. Yeah. But, I like to talk about my meaning of my prints. But it's very difficult.
It's difficult. Yeah.
I want to people feel.
Yeah.
So sometimes I want to know how people think about my prints. And sometimes I felt very glad, someone feel just I feel. And sometimes I was very unhappy because someone felt not like with me.
Not the same?
Not the same. Like
They had a feeling, but it was
very different. Very different type. But actually, I didn't completely unhappy because I found something different things. Different things happened on my prints.
from what they said.
Yeah, what they say.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I'm going to mention this for the sake of the tape recorder. You already told me the story of the pencils, but everybody was excited about their colored pencils. And I heard yesterday someone said that this company, a German company, doesn't make these pencils anymore.
I don't know exactly, but
Somebody said you went and bought hundreds of pencils in Kyoto.
yeah, to be exact.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for the gift of this print to the Henry Gallery. That's a very generous thing.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, people.
Kurosaki would be back in 1980 for an all-day demonstration, and we recorded him then too, and 3 videos came out of this. He shows woodcut tools and woodcutting, water-based inks for woodcut, and printing a woodcut. Every time Kurosaki came, it was both a teaching and a learning experience for all of us. In 1976, he sent me a letter along with a gift of 2 of his books. In his letter, he wrote, "I have to write my grateful thanks to you and your family and also your students for the help I had received during my staying in Seattle. I think it was the most valuable study I got in the U.S. Yours, Akira."